Polygyny is not an easy topic. Some first wives accept it, some don't, and some just struggle with it. But let's be very honest, it's not always about the first wife. Sometimes it's about the actions or the inactions of the husband. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Haritha and my kunya is Umsulim. Welcome to my channel. So, what is it that men do that could worsen their first wife's resistance to polygyny? Number one is irresponsibility. See, a man, a responsible man in the context of the Sharia is a man who provides and protects the family, the home. And in Islam, we know that a man is supposed to cater 100% for feeding, clothing, and housing of the wife and children. 50-50, 80-20, 90-10 is not part of Islam. However, due to certain circumstances beyond, the couples, sometimes the woman may have to also step out to work and they have to pull resources together to run the home. In a situation whereby the man is not yet fully responsible for taking care of the home, he's still getting support here and there from the wife, and then says he wants to go and take another wife, the woman is very likely to resist that polygyny because she is not obligated to spend for the home in the first place, but she is doing it because she feels she needs to assist the home. And now you are saying you feel ready enough to even take on more homes. Another dimension to this is even some men who are even gross irresponsible. It's not even that they don't have enough or they have enough. They are just not even responsible. They're not responsible men. A man who always has complaints, he's not putting his best foot forward when it comes to providing, protecting, and maintaining the members of his household. But when it comes to polygyny, he suddenly wants to act all, it's a permission in the faith. Of course, such man would have his first wife resist that polygyny. If you're going to think of, going polygynous, at the very least, be handling the home 100%. Let the woman not say, oh, I'm still buying salt and you want to go bring another woman. In this economy, it's not easy. If it's not easy, stick to one wife. That money you want to go and spend on another wife, perhaps if you add it to what you currently spend in your home, if you were handling 80% before, you should get to 100. Number two reason why a first wife is very likely to resist polygyny as a result of what the man has done or not doing is premarital shenanigans. Some even go intimate before the marriage. All of that is haram. Yes, polygyny is halal, but the process also has to be halal. But a lot of men these days, they are just interested in the end goal, which is I'll marry her. The process leading to that marriage, they don't care. So it's often laced with so many haram activities, hide and seek calls, dirty text messages, that that you can't even give your wife to read because you know that it's no good. If your first wife had known that you had been doing this hanky-panky here and there with women or a particular woman, you have already weakened her emotionally and made her feel insecure. With the whole excuses of, yes, polygyny is halal, I want to marry her. Trust me, she's going to resist polygyny. Compared to a man whom the wife is aware that, well, polygyny hurts, but this man is doing his best to go with everything the halal way. That kind of woman would be able to bear it better than the one whom you had already used the whole process to shatter. Number three, threats of polygyny. This is one of the worst approaches a lot of men take towards polygyny. It's even possible that polygyny is something he will do very many years later. But you had already threatened this woman, every little thing, if you don't do this, I'll marry another wife. If you don't do that, I'll take another wife. What she sees polygyny as is a threat and something that is not beneficial to her, something that you want to do as a punishment. She's unable to see any benefits to her because it's something you kept ringing to her ears as a threat. So, when it's eventually time for you to do it, at that point in time, no matter what imams, the muallims, anybody at all comes to tell her, no, this man is just doing it because he's permissible and he's capable, what she is hearing is your threat. all the threats of the past of, oh, I'll do this. If you don't do this, I'll marry another wife. I'll marry another wife. No matter what anyone tells her at that point in time, all she is seeing that you want to do is you want to punish her. You can't compare the willingness of a wife whose husband had never threatened with polygyny, whose husband had never made polygyny about a tool of correction for a first wife. Another reason why a first wife is more likely to resist polygyny is a biased pattern. What does this mean? In a situation whereby a man had already communicated certain preferences to this woman, probably this man wasn't even that kind of person before, but when you both got married, you say, oh, this is the kind of sister you like, this is the kind of woman you like. And maybe to please you and to just make the home okay, she let go of what she was originally doing, what she originally was, to fit your preference or desire. For example, she's somebody who wanted to have a career, but then you said, oh no, I don't want my wife to work. I want to take care of her. I want her to just stay at home and take care of the kids. And she said, okay, I'm going to agree. You also say, oh, I don't like a woman who wears a certain style of hijab or who dresses a certain way. And she says, okay, let me do the part or the style that you like. But then when it was time for you to take another wife, the very thing, the very qualities or traits you told her you didn't like is the exact thing you're bringing in a second wife. Of course, this is going to hurt her in a different way because she's going to see it as, oh, you want something different, because women, we have this, it's almost like we can't help it. Even though we say, oh, I'm not competing with her. See, she's interested in who you want to bring as a second wife. She's going to think, oh, maybe you felt she became less of who you wanted as a wife and you're going for that different person. So she's going to resist that polygyny. Even if it has already happened, she's not going to open her arms to that polygyny in very many cases. Of course, to every rule, every human made rule or assumption, there is an exception. There are some women with all of this we've mentioned, they are still able to pull through. But in more cases, and oftentimes they're not, these points, these things that men do, worsens resistance to polygyny for women. And the last but not the least is if you went behind your wife to get polygyny done. See, this is actually always a thing of, debate online, even offline, because men would like to tell you that they are not obligated to tell their women, to inform their women beforehand that they want to take another wife. And yes, this is true. We know. However, a man who wants peace in his household, who cares about his existing home, would ordinarily want to take the first wife along or at least inform her. Except she's a woman you know to be very maybe violent, chaotic, a fighter. She's just going to cause a lot of issues. And you say, oh, to avoid issues, let me just do this without informing her. So if that is just it, she's not causing wahala, she's not causing issues, inform her. Inform her. Just tell her you want to do this. Yes, it will hurt her, but she prefers it than when you do it secretly and then she just finds out later. You understand? See, another thing that actually accompanies this point that many of us don't actually pay attention to is that when you're going about marrying another wife and trying to hide it from your wife, it's halal because you're not obligated to inform her. However, the lies, all the lies that you would have to tell to keep up that your little secret is haram. And for those of you who even go ahead to now even marry the wife, and even after the marriage, your wife is still not aware, it's halal because you don't have to tell her. But all the lies that you're going to have to keep telling her to keep up with your little secrets is haram. So I don't know how you want to do it. Keep a secret marriage without lies to save yourself from all of that and to also help you to be fair. Just let her know. It's better. And it saves everyone the headache. Because sometimes you end up not even giving the second wife her rights because she is the secret wife and she's just trying to stay small so that she's not found out, she's not discovered to be existing. I think that already contradicts the permission that makes polygyny halal or that makes it permissible. Justice, fairness. So if you're not going to be just or fair, then better you just marry one wife. What other thing do men do that makes Polygyny very difficult for women to accept? I would like to hear in the comment section. May Allah make it easy for everyone. And to the men who are in it and doing their best, may Allah make it easy for you. To those of you who are looking forward to it, do it right, and may Allah also ease your affairs. And the wives you already have, may Allah make it easy upon her. And of course, if it's not easy upon her and she has to leave, may Allah also make the process of her leaving easy for her. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.